Hello farmers and welcome to, and if you haven't looked at the thumbnail or really read the title, we're in Western Australia. So the storyline behind this whole series is going to be, we got a call from Howard. He heard about the work that we did at American Falls, and he wants us to help him out here down in Western Australia. So he owns land, which is great, because land here is rather expensive. So he asked me how much money that we're going to need to start with. I said, well, how much can the bank give us? We're about to find out. So we're going to be running, of course, precision farming, crop rotation. I got rocks turned off as well. Yeah, we're starting off with no money, but we do have land. And we do have a whole bunch of it, actually. Actually, it's only one lot, but it's pretty big because we're in Western Australia. Flight mode is on. So this whole field that's ready for harvest over here, that's oats. We own all that, along with this whole, what used to be a yard. Apparently Howard got his hands on an old farm, but they tore everything down. So you can see where the road comes in from the road. And we own right up to this other field, just to the other side here. So everything you see here is where a house used to be, a whole bunch of other stuff, but it's all gone. But we have a field ready for harvest, but we own absolutely nothing. So let's drop on down here. So some other things we are running, I do believe it's called the dynamic field pricing. So the price of the fields are going to change depending on the mood of the owner, what it has into it. But that's not going to play a big part in the series because yeah, the fields are expensive and we got no money and no equipment. So it's going to be a long time before we even get there. My whole, I guess, goal of the series is just to get the farm, kind of like I did in American Falls, but hopefully doing a whole bunch of other stuff. And yeah, we'll see how far we can get. So we are also running an enhanced loan system as well. So here's the loan system. So we own nothing. We have no money. We own nothing, but we own land. Now, if I come down here to take a loan, the amount max loan they're going to give me, I think that is half the value of the land. So I can loan $569,914. Now, I thought about changing this up because the starting price of the stuff I want to buy, it's probably going to be close to $600,000 to $650,000. But since we got a field of oats ready for harvest, I'm hoping that I can make money right off the oats right away and maybe make up that. I don't think so. So we are going to take the max loan of $569,914. Give me the max loan. So the interest rate, I left it on where it can be variable. Now, I think when I get the loan, it should lock me in at 3.5%. But I think if I were to loan at different times of the year, say this could go up to 4. I don't know how big of a range this goes at. Didn't really test it out, but we're just going to go with it. I did set it so I can go up to 30 years on a loan. It's not going to take me 30 years to pay off that much money. But monthly, I'm going to be paying $2,582. I don't have nothing really to sell monthly, and just to get me started, that'd be fine. If I did pay this off in 30 years, it's probably kind of hard to see, but I'm guessing I would be paying back $915,000 back. So yeah, it's not going to take me 30 years, but that's what we're going to take loan. The bank is going to be kind of happy if I take 30 years to pay it back. So where do we start buying the money at? Well, I need a home to stay in, so let's get myself a cozy little home. We're not getting ourselves a tent like we did on American Falls. I need to go to construction, farmhouses. I found this lovely little thing right here. It's like a summer cottage house, if you will. Let me spin around here. So this is where the house would be if you were to start a new farmer, but we're not starting a new farmer. So let's go ahead and pop the house down here. Oh, I would like to change the color if I could, please. Is that too green? What was the color I used? I wonder if I can kind of get it on Oceanside Forest. Kind of like a sea green is what I'm looking for. You know what? I think that will do. I don't want to fiddle around too much. It doesn't really matter. But this is our home for $25,001. So we can come in here, open the door. I don't really have a great place to sleep because this is the sleep trigger in here. It's hard to get in here. I'm sleeping on a wood crate apparently, but if I were to put the help menu on, you can see the upper left-hand corner, R for sleep. There's no wardrobe trigger here, so it's just a place for me to sleep and just ignore that I gotta sleep on some some lovely little pallets of wood. So that is where we're starting. So we got $544,000 in the bank account. So this is our field. As I mentioned, we do got crop rotation and we got precision farming. So I got no info on the field. I wonder how much it is. If I were to go to here, click on this field. If I were to purchase soil sampling, 28,612. No. That's a lot of cash. I think we can do that ourselves. So of course, let's go in here. Usually I kind of do this all off camera and start the series this way, but I thought it'd be fun to come in with you guys and you can see. I mean, it's always fun buying stuff, isn't it? And after we buy the original stuff, it may take a while before I buy anything else. So we're going to scroll on down here. I found this on the Mod Hub. It's a 630 John Deere. I did look up to see what like the most popular brands that were kind of sold for farming equipment in Australia. And the latest I saw, and it was a survey from 2023. John Deere was at the top. Massey Ferguson, Kubota was up there. Case International was up there as well. So we're going to be using kind of those brands. So we're going to get ourselves a John Deere to start with. 100 horsepower is going to be good. But for wheel setup, we need narrow tires because I got to go in that field with a soil sampler. On the front, let's see, attachers, I do need a front hydraulic, I do believe. And also front loader attacher, yes, we're going to need that at some point. I think we'll go with a quickie because I think I can remember that. What's the difference? Why the difference? I mean, I can see the different attacher, but I may go ahead and screw that up later on, right? I probably will. We'll get that. Front fenders, no. I got to keep everything cheap because, like I said, I would like to borrow 650. But let's go ahead and am I all set there? Make sure 100 horsepower. Yes. Trailer board, narrow tires, doesn't matter on that. Just go ahead and buy it, Peanut. Let's go ahead and start. All right. Oh, the only thing I didn't check? The sale price. I should be checking that. Ooh, okay. This is something we are going to need. It's a big field. Now you may be laughing. We're going to have straw. But we could use something like this. But you'll see where we're going to get to in just a moment. You're going to see some different icons down here that maybe you haven't seen before. And we'll get to that. But this is on, how much of a sale? It's 71% sale, which is good. 16,000 liters. I mean, it's not that great. But you know what? It's going to be doing just perfect. 60 horsepower to run it. The John Deere can do that. All right, let's go ahead and buy that. So that's going to save me some cash of what I wanted to do. All right, so we got a field to harvest. So I do need, wait a minute. Let's get back to soil sampling. Miscellaneous. I do have the Icera Pros in here. So I got to remember which one's which here. That's a Precision Farming DLC. So that's your standard one. I think for here, because we're going to be doing big fields, this one is rather big. They're all the same price, so it doesn't matter. I mean, let's go with the big. Let's go with the big one. Let's change the color. Is it going to charge me extra for the color? $150? Okay, it's fine. Actually, you know what? Do I want pink? That way I can find it easier. Sure, we'll go with that. Sure, let's go ahead and get that. So 17,000, okay. Slowly but surely, the money's going to go. We're already down to 444. All right, next thing we're going to need is we're going to need a relatively decent-sized tractor to start off with. We're not going with the big boys. We can't afford it. So Massey Ferguson is a tractor I have used in FS22, but not a whole lot. And we're going to go on down here, and actually we're going to take the 8S over the 7720, because if I look at the 7720, I can eventually upgrade this to a 280 horse. But we're going to get the 8S, and eventually I can upgrade this up to a 305 horse. But we're going to go with a 205 horse. We got to keep that money down, because it's still $192,000 to start off with. Oh boy, I would like wide tires and weights. You know me. BKTs. Can I get wide tires and weights for an extra 4,200? We might need the grip. I can't help myself. I got to get the wide tires with weights. Probably regret it in the future. Okay, so we're going to need a grain trailer. Can't go too big, but we're going to try something else out. I mean, they're trailers after all. The Cargo S Series trailers. I was kind of hoping we can optimize or change the color. Not so much, as I saw. The one thing I didn't check on is, it is 30,000, but I can upgrade to, like, I think it said 40. How much more to upgrade it? Okay, it goes up to 39,000 for 2,000 bucks. Yeah, we're going to do that for sure. Wheel setup. I think we're just going to keep everything standard because it's not going to matter. A cover for 1,800. Yeah, we'll get it covered because I don't have a silo. So if I keep grain overnight, it'd be good to have it covered in case it rains or something. 53,400. Oh man, the money's going quick. All right, so I'm down at 194. I'm crying already. You may be saying, well, you need a harvester. Well, we're going to be leasing that equipment today because I can't afford it. I just can't afford it. Let's go. Wait, where am I going? Harvesters. So the setup we're going to be using, we're going to be using a John Deere. I do have a John Deere harvester picked out for what we're going to buy. Can't afford it, of course. But today we're starting with the T560. Doing nothing special here. We're just going to lease that. 14,535. And it's probably going to take me forever to harvest this field. But like I said, we'll get money from the oats right away. Now, I did check this out just to make sure. If I were to go on that combine... no, back up, sorry. And I hit combinations. This is what tells me that it can use. And who wants to use a 7.6 meter wide header on a field like this? But I did try it out on, of course, every time I have a series, I have a test map. It will go ahead and it will take, not the honeybees, I would like to. We're going to get the Superflex 45 footer, and we're going to lease that as well for $4,500. That leaves me $175,000. But of course, after I take care of this field, and I do, I got to do the soil sampling. After we harvest this field, there's things I need to go ahead and buy, and I'm hoping as I sell some stuff, I may take out another loan. Yeah, I know, we're getting there, but we got to get some starting stuff going here. But anyways, yeah, I don't really have anything up here. I'm going to go get it. But before I do, let me go ahead and still got the fly mode on. Let me get up into the air, and you can kind of see we're at the northern end of the map of Western Australia. The grain mill is right over there. We're not going to buy it. We're just going to sell there. We are going to have some productions, but I don't want to get involved with grain mill, flour. I need money right away anyways, and that maybe down the line I could. But these are all the fields here, and you can kind of see it off in the distance down there, and I'll show you on the map. Could I not get on the map? There we go. I'm hitting the M, which is a map for different games. So here we are. Here's our home. Here's the grain mill. Here's all the fields. And if you're wondering, like the field that we own, I think the value of that field is gonna be like $949,856. Right now, the field value is at a plus 3.7%. Like I said, we got dynamic field prices. The field over here is $2,101,771. Field value price is up by 60% because it does have a crop in it, and it might be off in good shape. So, dynamic field prices, yeah, that's going to be fun. It's going to be a while before we even get that far. Probably the next field we'll be able to buy is something like this. Yeah, it's only, I don't want to say only 320,000, and the value is at minus 11%. So that's a good time to buy. We got to keep track of that kind of stuff. Let's get out of that. Let's go back to, not buy, map overview. So we scroll on down here, and this is where basically everything is. A store, some production buildings, and some sell points. Now, the price on oats. Where are we on the price of oats? I didn't check to see what the price of oats are. Because like I said, now we're in February, but I don't think February is going to be the best time to sell oats in Australia. Let's see, oats. So 442, 422. So I'm going to be selling at the grain mill because it's closer. Yes, I'm losing $20 per 1,000 liters, so it's going to kind of hurt. And if I were to look at the sell price, the best time to sell it is in July. Everything's going to be backwards to me because I never farm. We're in the southern hemisphere, so everything's kind of backwards. even if I said, like, we are starting in February, if I look at the calendar, even the plant dates are all backwards. Summertime is December, January, February. Wintertime is June, July, August. So the planting times, harvesting times, it's going to be a few minutes for me to get used to. All right, I'm going to need to turn off flight mode. But let's tab on down to the store. Whoop, I tabbed right into the forage wagon. Let me out. So here's all of our equipment. So I got to drive it up there. We'll have a quick look at it. So there's our harvester. We should get to that today. We're going to have the Massey Ferguson, of course, with the grain trailer. That'll be starting off and emptying out the combine. That's probably going to fill up pretty quick, only holding... I don't want to say only holding. We're starting off with the 10,000 liter combine for the day. The John Deere will be following behind us in the forage wagon. And yeah, we're going to need that here pretty soon. And the reason why we're getting loose straw and not baling it right away, that'll come more evident once we get started. But let me hop into the John Deere. That looks kind of weird. Oh, it does sound pretty good too. I just barely saw this on the mod hub and I went for it. Do I got stopping? Why is it always reset stop and go braking every time I start a series? But everything else remains the same. Where is that? Now I gotta find it. Where is stop and go? Oh man, I'll find this. Wait, stop and go. There we go. Yeah, so other things we can look at. So the enhanced loan system, as I talked about, we got dynamic loan interest rate on. The loan interest rate changes from month to month. So I don't know when I take the loan, am I locked in at 3.5%? Or if it changes next month to 5%, I got to pay 5%. Or am I locked in? I have no idea. And I did go ahead and allow us to take a 30-year loan out. We do have the revamp production spot on. So if I do decide to sell direct, I'm not going to lose as much because it's a default 0.9, or in this case, so I'm going to get 90% of what the product is worth. But hopefully we'll be selling most of it right away. Or not right away, but by ourselves. And everything else is pretty standard there. Anyways, let me go ahead and get hooked up to... Is this the correct side? Good, we can hitch to that. And then I'm going to hitch to the forage wagon. So narrow tires, we should be able to go right into the field and get soil samples. And I'll show you why we want to do it before harvest time. And you know what? Since I can get a worker, Howard said I can get workers. I'm all in charge here, money-wise and everything. So the Massey Ferguson, instead of me making all the trips, let me get everything hitched up here. Now the other thing I got to get used to, we're in Australia, so I need to drive on the left-hand side of the road. That should be kind of fun and getting used to. Let's see, Control F. Alright, so you are all set. And now... Oh, crap, did I... Ooh. Please tell me that you can haul... That's the one thing I didn't check. There is a hitch back there, so please tell me you attach. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Alright, so since the combine is going to be the slowest of the three stooges here, you are going to follow that John Deere up there. Alright, so I should have a worker in there. We do. And we got a worker in there. We do. Oh, wait a minute. You need to follow... Yeah, you need to follow more than that. Farther back than that because of the header. Alright. So, what are we? 20 minutes into the episode? And, yeah, here we are at the store. Alright, so hopefully everyone starts following. And I will drive through this little area here so you can kind of see. Alright, so, yep, here comes the 6000 and the Massey Ferguson is going as well. And once we get to do some harvesting and all that kind of stuff, I'll kind of go over what my near future plans are and the distant future plans as well, of what we're going to be doing here. All right, let me get out into, I say traffic. Actually, 26 miles an hour. I wonder how fast the John Deere can actually go. And I do got traffic behind me. Oops. Alright, so the Three Stooges were in a row. We're coming along here. I will meet you back at the farm, and we'll start getting some soil sampling in, start harvesting once that is done, and start selling some oats, and hopefully we bring in a good amount of cash. Holding up traffic in Western Australia, but we're all still in tow. But we made it back to the farm. Gotta let this red car get past here. Well, why did you have to stop like that? Alright, let's get on down the road. At least access to our future farm. As you can see, we need sheds, we need silos, we need a whole bunch of stuff. Now I need to turn off this engine ASAP because I'm pretty sure I'm going to go over the hour on this equipment. So let's go ahead and turn that off. Oh, the other thing I can do, I'm sorry, I had the time froze because when I loaded into the map and I saw the field was ready for harvest, and I knew this was the field I wanted to start with, I froze time because I didn't want the farmer, before I got everything set up, to harvest the field while I had a crop in it. That would have really sucked. Alright, so we got ourselves a Massey Ferguson, our trailer. Alright, let's just get this over here. Those are some beefy tires on that sucker. That looks good. Let me just go ahead and turn the beacons off. I don't know if that counts having beacons on and the hour meter's running. Alright, now the John Deere. 6230. Oh yeah, in case I forgot to mention it, because I don't remember now, the map was created by Farmer Bob. So thanks to Farmer Bob for creating Western Australia. Let's go ahead and get the map out now. I'm sure when I unfold this soil sampler, yeah, it's going to be... Yeah, it's huge. Now, narrow tires, let's just be sure about this. I shouldn't be damaging crops when I go in. Just want to be sure about that. Alright, let's go ahead and try to reduce the amount of area that I'm soil sampling. So I'm basically driving just looking at the map. No, let me point like this. Alright, and then lower that down and soil sample that. So yeah, spent $17,000 on the soil sampler, but as you saw, if I were to buy the soil samples, it would have been more than what this cost anyway, so might as well go ahead and do this now in the future when the field needs to be soil sampled. We got our own sampler and we're good to go. And I'm glad I went with this. If I went with the smaller one, yeah, we've seen soil sampling before. And I just like precision farming. For me, it just makes farming more enjoyable for me and more, I don't want to say easier, but maybe it is easier. I guess it all depends on how you look at it and what you like to do. Now, the only thing about this field is we do have power lines running through it, so workers may not enjoy it as much. The Franks have followed us down here. They're not here yet. Well, maybe they were. They drove that machinery up through here. We do have some water over here, so we can maybe do something with that later on. Can I get all this in one go? Not quite. So that's going to suck a little bit, but... And I may have missed a corner also. I don't know if soil sampling is done by the amount of samples you take or the amount of area that you cover. Might be the amount of samples that you take, but I think I missed a corner up here, unfortunately. I will go grab that. Now, this is why I say it's a little bit weird with precision farming, but it's a thing. So, yeah, I got that corner covered. So, if I were to hop out here and we go into the field, it says expected yield 69%. Now, I'm not going to be putting fertilizer or lime or anything like that, whatever it may need. I'm not going to do anything with it, but it says expected yield 69%. Let's go in here and we're going to send the samples in. I wonder how much this is going to cost me. We're about to find out, though. I'm going to stay right here because it was 69% expected yield. It is a pretty big field, so the scientists got to figure out all the soil sampling that we sent in. Any day now, because I would like to get to harvesting at some point. There we go. Oh, only 900 bucks? So now we come to the field. I haven't done anything, and now the expected yield is 93%. That's why I soil sample first. Now, I don't know if... I don't think lime or fertilizer can be applied once the crop is fully ready for harvest. So, yep, it's going to have to stay just as it is. Where am I going to put everything right now? Because I still haven't figured out, and I'm going to get to what we're going to be doing here in just a little while, other than harvesting. But I don't really know where we'll be putting some stuff. Now, 174,000 still may seem like we got a lot of cash to deal with. And it kind of is, but I need a production building. That's going to cost 80,000. So, oh yeah, that already hurts me because now I don't have the money for the drill that I want. Well, we're going to be getting money from the oats. I think we should start over here. So we're going to have a worker behind us in the John Deere 6230 and the forage wagon, picking up loose straw. Now, eventually no, because I can't afford the baler now. I wonder after I bought farming equipment. Hang on a second. After I bought farming equipment, does it see where I can have a value? If I say take a loan, please specify the amount of loan you would like to take. Amount, I think it says 0 max. Yeah, I can't take any more of a loan out. It says 0. Well, allow me to take anything. Because technically, so it does know that, yes, even though I bought equipment, it's with the loan money apparently that I had. So that kind of sucks. But maybe after I sell some oats, maybe it'll allow us. So yes, this header will fit, as I mentioned. Now, let's go ahead and put that on. Let's make sure we got enable straw swath. It should be there, right? And just to make sure I do have it on, start harvesting. Perfect. All right. Now let me go ahead and get the 6230. They're going to follow behind us. This is going to fill up rather quick, and I just want to get some straw in the back of this so we can get down a few things. This is going to fill up rather quick. Control F, and you can actually follow about 30 meters behind. Now, eventually, once I get going, I could do a couple of other things. I may get myself a worker. I may not, because right now, I was kind of hoping, like I said, after I bought a few things, I might be able to take out a loan with the stuff I bought, because the farm value should have gone up, but the bank is smart. So, plenty of things to go ahead here in the future. I'm kind of hoping that it's not too slow-paced, but having this big field here and be able to sell a crop off it would be pretty good. Now, the only issue being is I should probably divide this field up into separate fields and also have a grass field. Of course, with a grass field, we can make, 3 harvests per year off a grass field. And we're probably going to need that because I do want to have, we're going to have cows here in the future. The problem is the cow barn I want is like 400 some odd thousand. Yes, it's expensive, and we don't have any. I don't have anything to get it going on it. Why did the follower stop? Oh, they are probably full already. All right. Well, I'll have to deal with that later. We'll have to deal with that later. We'll go around here in the combine. The field seems kind of bumpy here, but that's fine. Well, I'm glad I went with a 45-foot header. I do have the honeybee headers on here, and eventually, when we get to being able to forward things like that, we will do so. Got to keep our eye on the, of course, sales page. Oh, I haven't looked at contracts yet. So I will probably be doing fertilizing contracts. Now, yeah, I'll probably get the Kubota spreader that we always use and try to do some fertilizing contracts if they come up. But why am I... That's not what I wanted to do. Hit the wrong button. I wanted to extend the pipe out. So why am I picking up loose straw and not baling it and sell the bales? Well, we are going to turn the loose straw into compost. Yeah, we kind of did a little bit of compost back on East Vineland. Not on purpose. It was the fuel refinery that we were doing that was making compost. We actually need the compost for the greenhouses, and also the orchards that we're going to be putting down. So there is that. I did mention in yesterday's episode of Fields of Tuscany, I was talking about the water silos, if you will, that hold 1 billion liters of water. We're going to be using those. Those on my test map, they were working just fine. So we're going to be using those on the orchards and the greenhouses. I don't have to keep transporting water back and forth as much. So the greenhouses are going to be making veggies that go to a production building that, of course, is going to can that food, so on and so forth. So that production building is going to cost $80,000. The greenhouse is not that expensive. It's like 10 grand. Same can be said for the orchards. Now, we can only grow a few of the products at first because a lot of the stuff in the production building itself is going to require sugar. So that means, well, you know, to make sugar, that means we're going to be doing sugar beet. Yep, same way as we did, have always done it with Mark Thor's root crop harvester. And we're going to need a sugar mill to make sugar, so on and so forth, so we can make that kind of good stuff. I will show you eventually, once I put down the production building, what that will be all about. Actually, let me turn off the engine as much as I can there. Let me tab through here. Let's get our Massey Ferguson. And let's go ahead and empty out those oats. Yes, I'll probably have to go around later on and pick up all the straw myself, but yeah, I don't know. The only sell point for straw, I'm guessing, is going to be down where the store is, because that's where all the sell points are, except for the grain mill, which is right over here, as we know. Yeah, that is like the smallest forage wagon, but like I said, we're going to have to kind of start kind of small, work ourselves up to medium, and then eventually large. Now, when am I going to say the series is going to end? Like I said, I have no idea. We'll just go with it until we feel that maybe it's time to go. But definitely we're going to, you know, we got to build up the farmyard, get to the bigger equipment, so on and so forth. Now, as far as I know, I have not seen a train go through here, so I would say don't worry. Oh, I just realized... Is that technically reaching? Okay, that'll work. That will definitely work. So it's kind of good the grain mill's right here. I actually want to go sell this grain right away and see if the bank will then say, okay, you've earned some money, you can take out a loan. It's only 10,000 liters, so I should get like 4,200 bucks. It's not a lot, but we're going to take whatever we can get. But I do need to get my productions up and running because those we've been making us money right from the start. Well, not right away. It's going to take a while to get those products made in the production building. But at least every month I will at least have something I can sell. All right, everyone gasp at the 4,400 and some odd dollars coming in. Well, my environmental score bonus may hurt a little bit. Yeah, we actually got a score penalty there. All right, so I'm just curious here. If I were to go back into here, take out a loan, max loan 0. Okay, so that the bank is like, are you crazy? Are you crazy? Yeah, I'm hoping I can make this work this way because if I can't, it's going to be kind of difficult. All right, let me go ahead and we'll turn that off right here. So, yeah, we'll get to all this in just a minute. I'll get back to harvesting, or maybe not. Maybe this episode will be back. Actually, let me tab. Well, I don't know what I'm tabbing to because I only got 3 vehicles. So we need to... Actually, you know what? I need the John Deere. All right, we need the John Deere and the straw. Ooh, how am I going to do this now? Well, I guess instead of buying the seed drill, I guess I'll just have to, like, maybe lease it? Ooh, and then I can't even buy the mowers and such. Yeah, like I said, I really needed... I thought, like, 650,000 to really get going here. And I'm probably going to regret trying to go about it this way. So we'll see. We'll see what I can do. All right, so let's see. How do I want to accomplish this setup here? Well, maybe I should put down the production building first because that's the biggest of the things. So let's go into here. Let's go into construction mode. Production, scroll on down. And this is the Orchard and Greenhouses Revamp edition for a fruit and vegetable processing plant. The one thing I should do is turn actually the interactive zone markers on so I can see where this stuff is actually going to spawn and all that kind of stuff. All right, let's go back in here. Construction, productions. All right, so that is where I do believe the compost goes? I do believe so. That's a drop-off trigger. That's a drop-off trigger. So, all right. So let's go ahead and put this maybe right here because there's kind of a road already going around it. So maybe this will work perfect. Is it flatter than there? Yeah, we're talking maybe a couple bucks here and there. Should be 80,000, but 64 for landscaping fees. Boom. Let's put that down. All right, let's go into production building to kind of see what's going on there. So apple juice, just need apples. And we'll get apple juice and we'll get a byproduct of, where is it? Organic waste. And that will go back into a silo where we can make compost. We can take organic waste and make compost. We can also make right off strawberry juice and also get organic waste. So things like pickles, we'll have to grow cucumbers. We'll need sugar and onions. Ketchup, we'll need tomatoes. I almost say pears. I don't know why pears. Peppers and apples to make the ketchup. Plum jam. Just need plum and sugar. Apricot, and sugar. So you can see we need a lot of sugar for most of these recipes. But at least right off we can use strawberries and apple juice. All right, so now that's down. I think this is where the organic waste comes out. So that's where the organic waste should come out. And this is where we'll pick up the material. And this is where I can drop off the material? I hope so. All right, so organic waste. So if that's where the organic waste is going to come out, it might be a good idea to put the compost pit kind of right next to it. Let's go ahead and do it. $25,000. Didn't really think about the setup for all this, but okay, that's where it's going. That's where it's going to go. So we can actually take straw and make compost out of it, along with a lot of other material as well. But it's going to be mostly hay, straw, manure, which is why the cow barn. But now when I put this in here, you can see the straw is changing color. I will have to compact it and then cover it to eventually make compost. I don't know how much this can hold in here. And I don't know how much I'm going to need to start off with. All right, that looks pretty impressive to start off with. All right, so, oh man, 73,000. I'm already feeling the crunch. Already feeling the crunch for sure. So, greenhouses. Let's go to greenhouses, which is production greenhouses. Let's scroll on down. We can also do melons, but I didn't really see anything to do with the melons in the production building over here, other than I can do melons. But we need this to make the strawberry stuff. So maybe put this the first greenhouse, like right here. Alright, so there is that. Probably not lined up perfectly, but it'll do fine for now. And the other thing I want to do is, actually, is it under silos or silo extensions? Silo extensions, 5,000 for the water. And if I put the water anywhere here, that'd be fine. We'll just get that plumbed in right away. You know, if I put it like right... Is there a front or back to this? Yeah, I would say that's more like the front. We'll put this down. Boom. There we go. Let's go into the greenhouses now. Strawberries. Activate. And we want to put the strawberries down here to distribute. There we go. Now, fruit and vegetable fertilizer. We can buy that. It doesn't take a whole bunch to put on in there. 4,000 liters is what it can hold. I don't know how much. I mean, you can see one water gives us 2 strawberries. It only takes 0.08 of the fruit and vegetable fertilizer. So it's not going to take too much. And that will increase, I think, the yield by 60%. If I put the compost in there, 40%. But right now, we're just going to do the water, get some strawberries in there. We already got a strawberry. Everyone celebrate. Yeah, everyone celebrate. So an orchard. I'm going to hold off on the orchard for this episode, I do think, and just kind of go with that to start with, just to see what's going on here. What am I doing? I think I want to turn off the interactive zone markers is what I'm trying to do. Turn those back off there. All right, let's go grab some more straw, and we'll get it into that bin there. Actually, how much is straw selling for? I mean, not great, but how much compost... wait, how much did that say that held for compost? That greenhouse, was it 40,000? Holds 40,000, and this holds 10,000? So I guess what I should do is get 40,000 liters of straw, get that in there, and then sell the rest just to get some cash inflow. I mean, really, I want to bail it, but look at the money situation. I'm in trouble. On episode 1, I'm in trouble. So more likely what's going to happen is, because I'm going to have to harvest this whole field in between episodes and just sell all the oats and see what I get up to money-wise. It's not going to be a whole lot. Unfortunately, I do have an environmental score penalty because the only thing I've done on this field is got soil samples, and that's it. So yeah, no fertilizing apparently. Can I see how well this field is fertilized? pH value is bad. Nitrogen value is bad. Crop rotation is good, so that's another thing I got to remember. I got turned back on is crop rotation. So we're gonna have to kind of figure out what to put in here next. But like I said, I think we're going to divide the field up. definitely have a grass field, and probably the majority of the field would be grass. Now, another thing I did activate for this series, I used it a little bit on Oceanside Forest before I finally didn't care about the money on there. But the balers, I got the, what's it called? To where the bales can go really big in size here. The mod is called the selectable bale capacity. And I think the bales I was making on Oceanside Forest, the bales could get up to like 80,000 liters. The bale size is the same, it's the amount of liters in a bale. And yeah, I just want to reduce the amount of bales. And I don't think there's weight on the bales still, as they were in Oceanside Forest. And what I want to do is I want to kind of get back of... I will probably use the autoloader for selling like pallets and stuff. But like picking up the bales out the field, if I go with the big bales, selectable bale size, I'll probably use a telehandler and or a bale stacker. And I might do the round bales if I do that, because it's not going to be many of them. And I do like the way that auto-loading bale stacker picks up the bales and unloads them, so I can put it into a nice little shed. So this does hold, 16,000 liters. So if I get just one more of these and put it in here, we'll compact it, cover it up. It should be ready, and it says it should be ready in 24 in-game hours. So in March it'll be ready, so I'll have a whole bunch of compost to put into the greenhouse. We will get ourselves, I say should. Well, I can buy a pallet of the... How much are those pallets of fruit and veg fertilization? 2,900, so it's not that bad. And it's 2,000 liters, so... I am going to need a front loader for this John Deere. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just keep the... yeah, I'm just got to figure out the whole money thing. I definitely spent the amount of money I was planning on. That's why I said, what did I borrow? Like $590. Now I really wanted to go $650. So that extra $60 or $50,000, we'll call it, definitely would come in handy. So I'm probably going to have to borrow the drill. And the best thing is, I'm going to need seed and fertilizer to drill this whole field. That's going to cost a whole lot of money. And I'm not selling the oats at the best time. I mean, the field is big, but it's not where it's going to bring me in $100,000, because that'd be awesome. I may get like 40 or 50,000 off the field, so that may help. Oh yeah, sorry. I know I'm all over the place. It's episode 1. I was coming in here to also look at the price of straw, which is going to be like crap. We are in February. Yeah. But I mean, the high price is $49, low price is $33, and it's currently going for, well, $33. And the issue is, the animal dealer is where the store is. Which is okay. So let's see. For every load I bring down at 33, I'm going to get maybe $450. Well, I think the best thing to do... I mean, $450 is $450, but that's a lot of trips back and forth. This is, what, the third load? And I haven't got even up to the harvester yet. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take all the straw that I can, go ahead and dump it into the compost silo, and that we'll have a whole bunch of compost for now and the future. Because I'm going to need compost for the orchards. I do want to put down an apple orchard, which is going to cost $10,000. And that way, from the future moving forward, if I got plenty of compost, I can just take that straw. Maybe by then we'll have a different setup, and we can sell it that way. Or I could lease... I think what I need to do is just harvest the whole field, sell the oats, and kind of go from there. And try to figure out leasing. As most of you know, I really don't like leasing. But the situation we got here, that's what we're going to have to do. But it is a start here. It is a start. I mean, we got a setup here. Is it a great setup? Maybe not. Yeah, because now I started thinking, what about the... So I may not be able to lime the field right away, given our money situation. So maybe hold off on getting the Kubota spreader that we always use, like I used on almost every series. You've seen me use it. If I hold off on doing that, at least when I drill the field, I can put fertilizer in then. I can always lime afterwards, so I don't need to do that right away, so I can avoid getting myself this spreader right off. So the drill will be able to just do everything. I do need to get myself the Omatana seed hut up here so I can, instead of going down to the store and buying everything in bulk. So the drill, well, I'll get to that probably next episode. Like I said, I got to go ahead and harvest this field. So yeah, we got a ways to go, but I mean, it's only episode 1. Yes, we do have, I would say for what we're doing, a small loan. On a big map like this, that's a small loan. And yeah, we're just going to have to lease things, and hopefully as we start making some things and selling some things, eventually we can probably take out another loan. Now, the good thing about this enhanced loan system is I can repay a whole bunch at once. And what I mean is, if I were to go into the loan, the base game, you got to go in, you got to click it for every $5,000 you want to pay off. If I had some money, I could go, whoop, I got to click on it. I can do special redemption, and I can type the amount of money I want to repay back right now. So if I want to pay back $569,000, I just got to type it in, and it'll take it all out. I don't have to sit here and click a gazillion times. But anyways, yeah, I just realized, yeah, we're getting along in the episode, lengthwise. So, yeah, Western Australia by Farmer Bob. And we got, we'll just say a $600,000 loan. Oh, I was like, why are we going so slow? Because the forage wagon is still on. Yeah, we're doing some compost. We're doing the fruit and veggie production pack, revamp size. We're going to have some orchards. I would put down the apple orchard now for $10,000, but I think we'll save that for next episode. I need to sell all these oats and figure out how much straw, you know, am I going to need to go back and forth and do that? It'd be great to lease a baler and maybe transfer it that way, because the bales could be rather big. If I were to scroll all the way down here, selectable bale capacity, what's the cheapest baler? 48,000. That's got to be the cheapest baler. If I were to lease that, 24.48. And what that allowed me to do is I can make the bales, I think, up to 9 times as big. So whatever the liter, I'm going to guess that'll be like a 1,500 liters. So I can probably make that a 9,000 liter bale. That's still a lot of bales. Yeah, I'm going to have to figure that out. Or I'm just going to suffer and bring the straw down and sell it this way for $450 a pop. Oh, man. I think I got myself in trouble on episode 1. But anyways, that I think this is where we're going to have to end the episode. So if you made it this far, hear me ramble on of what we're doing and now how much trouble I might be in. If you did like it, don't forget to give the video a thumbs up. That does help the channel more than you know. And if you haven't already and you're thinking about doing so, maybe hit that subscribe button as well to catch more terrible content like this that you're seeing. Who knows? But hopefully by the time we get to episode 2, I'll be finishing up the harvest in this field and maybe sold a lot of this straw. We'll have to see. But that is going to do it for today, guys. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. And I'll catch you again right here in Western Australia. But until then, have a good one.